the big unveil comes a little bit later. We're getting all the details already.
Yeah, 16E, yeah, $599. That's pretty pricey for a mid-tier phone, right?
Affordable.
It's affordable. It's more affordable. $599 versus something like $700 for the regular 16s, $1,000 plus for the 16 Pro models. You're getting most of the Pro features here, right? You're missing a few, right? You don't have the dynamic island. You only have one camera versus two on the regular 16s or three on the 16 Pro models. But you have a screen size of 6.1 inches, so the same screen size as the entry-level iPhone 16, or I guess the old entry-level, the new mid-tier, right? But this is Apple's new low-end iPhone. They want this to do particularly well in China, places like India, Southeast Asia. They think this phone will help ignite a new growth story for the iPhone. Don't forget, dipped 1% year over year in the holiday period. So this is very exciting for Apple and should be pretty exciting for shareholders. Consumers, people who have not upgraded their iPhone in many years, this is this is a compelling upgrade. You got Face ID. The home button is finally gone. You have USB-C. You have fast charging. You have a very fast A18 processor. You have Apple Intelligence. You have ChatGPT integration. So it's a pretty compelling phone. The price, though, $180 more than the current iPhone SE it replaces.
Mark, I'm super curious about what this means about Apple Intelligence. Are these phones going to have some of that new generative AI, boost to it? Because I'm curious if this actually works in a lower cost phone. Talk to us about what we can plan to see from an AI front and if this lower cost strategy has worked for Apple in the past.
So you're going to get the A18 chip and the necessary RAM requirements in this new model to support the on-device models, the in-cloud models that run as part of Apple Intelligence. You have that OpenAI integration in Siri, in the new writing tools feature. You'll be able to download all the AI apps like DeepSeek and OpenAI and Gemini and Copilot that are available on the App Store already. So from an AI standpoint, it's also a good citizen. But in terms of what Apple's doing with Siri and its own generative AI models, they're clearly a few years behind at this point, 2 or 3 years behind. They're supposed to launch a new AI-ified version of Siri this year. I reported last week it's being delayed probably from April to somewhere between May and June. But from an AI standpoint, this phone, if you buy it, will set you up big time to be able to run all the future AI features that all these companies, including Apple, are trying to dream up right now.
It's going to be available from February 28th. Why the timing here and what we're seeing in this focus? Is it that we finally saw this reduction in revenue growth that we've seen more broadly? Is it the China anxiety? Is it the geopolitics that plays here?
So Apple typically releases these types of products, lower-end devices, iPads, the products that are not their most exciting products, in this sort of January to May time period. But February is a little bit earlier than typical for an SE. You normally would see that somewhere between late March and April. So I would imagine they brought the release up a little bit, knowing that dip happened, right? 6 months out, 4 months out, you're still able to maneuver things. In this day and age where they're not holding physical launch events, they're doing everything online, you have a little bit more flexibility if you're Apple to release these things. So getting it out during this quarter, Q2, I think is important for Apple ahead of giving the results in several weeks from now.
Mark, you mentioned Siri has seen some delays. What's the status there? Is it something that we can expect coming this year, and in what form will it come?
So the new Siri features, they announced this in June, are 3 things. One is on-screen awareness, so it can answer questions based on analyzing what you have up in front of you on your display. It could also answer questions with the context of your own data. So those were supposed to come in April. Now those are probably coming closer to May, June.